There's a quiet moment that every mother knows when the house finally falls silent after a long day. But instead of peace, what often fills that silence is exhaustion. You gave everything, your time, energy, and heart, yet somehow it still feels like not enough. Welcome to my channel. I'm Amber. I'm so grateful to have you here. Today, we'll explore positive psychology for mums, how tiny, evidence-based practices can help you regain energy, joy, and meaning, even in the chaos of everyday life. Let's be honest. Motherhood can feel like an endless marathon where rest stops are few and far between. Between sleepless nights, work demands, and the invisible load of family life, many mothers find themselves emotionally drained long before the day ends. In recent studies, up to 60% of mothers with young children report feeling emotionally exhausted at least once a week. Psychologists now call this maternal burnout, a state of chronic fatigue, detachment, and self-doubt that builds quietly over time. What makes it tricky is that society often romanticizes motherhood. The selfless caregiver, always smiling, always strong. But positive psychology reminds us, ignoring emotional depletion doesn't build strength, it erodes it. So, what if instead of trying to do more, mothers learned how to recharge better? What if well-being wasn't a luxury, but a skill that can be trained? That's where positive psychology comes in, the science of what makes life worth living. And for mothers, it offers small, practical habits that can make a real difference. Let's look at 3 of the most effective ones, backed by research. The 3 good things practice. Each night before bed, take 1 minute to write down 3 good things that happened during the day, no matter how small. It could be your child's laughter, a kind text, or even finishing a load of laundry. This practice, developed by psychologist Martin Seligman, has been shown to increase happiness and reduce depressive symptoms in as little as 2 weeks. Why? Because it trains your brain to notice what's working rather than what's missing. So what small moments of joy did you overlook today because you were too busy surviving the day? Even in the hardest seasons of motherhood, those tiny moments are still there, waiting to be noticed. The self-compassion pause. When you make an error, such as snapping at your child or forgetting something important, take a moment to pause. Gently place one hand on your heart and affirm, "This is challenging, but I am giving it my all." Research from Dr. Kristin Neff shows that mothers who practice self-compassion experience lower stress and greater resilience. Self-compassion is not just a luxury, it serves as essential fuel for your perseverance. It shatters the perfectionism mindset, silencing that nagging voice saying, "You must perform better." When you replace criticism with kindness, you don't lower your standards. You build the emotional safety to grow. Before we continue, if you found this content valuable today, make sure to subscribe right now and hit that bell so you don't miss out on the latest tips and interesting topics I share every week. 3. Micro moments of connection. We often think well-being requires big gestures, spa days, long vacations, hours of solitude. But research from psychologist Barbara Fredrickson suggests that small, micro moments of connection, a shared smile, a deep breath together, a short walk with your child, can boost emotional resilience and strengthen relationships. Even 30 seconds of mindful connection can release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which calms your nervous system and restores balance. So instead of aiming for quality time, focus on intentional presence. It could be as simple as sitting beside your child without your phone for 1 minute, or truly listening when they tell a story. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt fully present, even briefly, with your child or partner? Now, let's look at the science behind why these practices matter so much. Positive psychology focuses on developing psychological capital. These mental resources empower you to recover, adapt, and thrive despite challenges. By concentrating on the positive, practicing self-compassion, and connecting deeply with others, you can literally change your brain. Research by neuroscientists shows that gratitude and compassion exercises stimulate the prefrontal cortex, which regulates emotions. Simultaneously, they decrease activity in the amygdala, the fear and stress hub. With time, this process effectively reorganizes your stress response system. You become less reactive and achieve a better emotional balance, benefiting both yourself and your children. Mothers who adopt small habits for well-being report enhanced sleep quality, improved emotional control, and increased marital satisfaction. This approach isn't about relentless positivity, it's about cultivating resilience. This resilience allows you to remain steady amidst chaos. What if every mother had permission to rest, to breathe, to grow, without guilt? That's the promise of positive psychology. Not to make life perfect, but to make it possible to live it with meaning. When motherhood feels overwhelming, tiny shifts can have a massive ripple effect. Let's summarize what we have learned today. Gratitude rewires your brain to see what's good. Self-compassion restores emotional energy. Connection strengthens resilience and belonging. You don't need to transform your routine. You just need to sprinkle intention into what you're already doing. 3 minutes a day. That's all it takes to begin shifting from survival mode to something gentler, more sustainable, more you. I appreciate you joining me today. Wishing you all the best, and I hope my next video proves to be even more helpful and informative.